How are everyone? Chris here at All Leeds TV, reacting to Rotherham 1, Leeds 1. Before we get started, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 30k now, which is just mega. Get your comments in below on what you thought of the game. I think the title says it all for how I feel about it. Thought we were pretty wasteful with some chances in the first half. And then we made the ultimate sin by letting them back in just before half time with the woeful defending from across the board, across the whole defence. It was pretty woeful. Keeper should save it. Coops gets done for pace. Kamara dangles a leg at it. Archie throws a foot at it. I think Rodon sort of caught out of position a bit. It was just woeful defending. Obviously, the ball got lost further up by firstly Firpo. Then we got it back. Then Cree lost it, and then obviously they went and scored. But we had chances before that to, out of sight might be a bit strong, but to at least have another one out of the chances we had. Both Dan James and Kamara have got to go across the keeper with the shots. Both, you've got to at least hit the target. The difficult chances to score from, but if you go across the keeper, keep it low, there's a chance it bounces out to someone. Obviously, Cree Somerville had another chance. Obviously, game started really well. Great goal from Cree, lovely ball from Gio Rutter, who was clearly not 100% tonight. Looked like he was carrying that injury right from the off. But great ball from him, and clinical finish from Cree Somerville as we've come to expect. And then it just immediately all went a bit flat. Again, we weren't at our quickest pace, and we've had these discussions before on here or with Joe on Final Word that when we're not all guns blazing, we're susceptible, and we were susceptible. And that second half then we were chatting in the All Leeds TV group, and it felt like a bit like Vibes FC by the end, with just players being thrown on. I was struggling to work out what formation we were playing at the end. There was players everywhere. And on chances, Rotherham probably shaved the second half, let's be honest. I mean, Cooper clears one off the line, tracking back. I thought up until, him getting done for pace, and I've said this before, the one thing you can't help in football is your pace, and Coops has never been blessed with it. But, as a bit of age catches up on him now in football in terms, as soon as defenders run him, he looks like he's got lead line boots on, sadly. And I thought tonight he was having a good game. I thought in the air he was very good. When he's playing up against defenders in the Championship, I think generally he's okay. Do you know what I mean? Without being fantastic, but then again he saved a goal in the second half with that track back to the line. So, but yeah, that second half was just flat. We couldn't get going. We couldn't find a way through. I do think there was a penalty on Dan James from that mercenary Lee Peltier. Yes, he gets the ball, but the challenge is over the top. And in the Premier League with VAR, that's a penalty. It's a penalty. But I'm not going to dwell on it. I don't think we deserve to win tonight. We made the cardinal sin, like I said, just before half time, letting the opposition in with a weak goal. And then they had something to hang on to. And to be fair to them, they didn't just try and hang on to it. They tried to build on it. And, like I said, had a couple of chances themselves. So it's a point away from home. Rotherham aren't an easy team to go to. I think, they drew 2-2 with Ipswich last game at home. They picked up 91% of the points so far this season at home. I think 10 out of their 11 points before tonight. Now 11 out of 12 are at home. So it's not an easy place to go to. We know this about the Championship. There's no easy games, especially away from home, apart from Huddersfield. A little shot fired. So, it's not a loss, but if we're trying to track that top two down, I don't think we can be really dropping points in games like that. We should have been 2-3 up before they got their opportunity before half time. But when you don't capitalise on situations, there's a danger of this happening, and it happened. And it's not the first time it's happened to Leeds. You know, I think over the last few years of the Championship before we got promoted, we were just as bad at doing this kind of thing at times. So I'm not, not massively downbeat. It's a draw away from home. Just not a very good performance overall. Just a bit disappointed, but it's not the end of the world either. We see what happens elsewhere at the weekend. I think Ipswich have got West Brom, which is a tough game. We're not at Christmas yet. Let's not forget that either. So let's not be writing ourselves off because we've dropped a couple of points away at Rotherham. And we've been pretty good this season at bouncing back from setbacks. So, I fully expect to see a reaction next game. There's not an awful lot to talk about. We squandered 2-3 chances in the first half, let them back in, and then we just couldn't get going in that second half. And, some of that's down to us and some of that's down to Rotherham. You have to credit the other team at times as well. And they were better in the second half than they were the first half, and, could have snatched it, could have taken all 3 points. So, you've got to give credit where it's due as well. So, a mixture of Rotherham sticking to the guns and committing to a game plan, and the other side of the mixture is, or the other ingredient in the mixture is us being wasteful and a bit Leeds United at times. But we move on. We go again. And like I say, the good thing under Daniel Farke is we seem to bounce back from a bit of a disappointment to go on and get a good result. So hopefully, get 3 points next game and everything's rosy again, isn't it? So just a bit of a meh game. This is the last couple of times I've been on that. I've been like, maybe not last couple of times, but it's felt last couple of post matches. Just been a bit, not a lot to say really. So on another day, we could have won it. And on another day, Rotherham probably could have won it as well. So I do think if you take the white tinted glasses off, I think the draw's probably fair. And it's a point away from home, like I say. So I'm disappointed it's not all 3, but it's better than a loss. So, it's another point on the board. And we just have to go again. I was bemused by the subs, I'm not going to lie. I think it was, almost felt like Jesse was back at one point. It felt like pure vibes FC, and we were just throwing the kitchen sink at it, which left us really susceptible at the back. Good performances. I thought Kamara for the first 25-30 minutes was very, very good. Thought Archie was pretty solid. Again, playing out of position. Ampadu was, pretty solid in there as well. Chris Somerville had a good game, but felt like towards the end maybe trying too hard, which I can't blame him for. That's not me firing shots at him. I think a couple of times, I think even in the first half when we broke through, I think he could have passed the ball to Pirro, but went to Kamara instead, who hit the side netting. But overall, Cree had a good game. Gio Rutter was definitely not 100%. Pirro, he's not concerning me. I know he's a good player and I know he's got goals in him, but I'm just not sure about this continuation of playing him out of position. He's a goal scorer. He needs to be up front for me, but how you make that work with him and Rutter, I'm not quite sure. I think what we need in January, we need a proper number 10, which then means either Rutter or Pirro plays at 9. Personally, we need another left-sided centre-back. And I'm not firing shots at Coops, but, I think he just hasn't got the pace anymore. Like I say, when an attacker just wants to play up against him, he's generally okay. He's generally pretty solid, but as soon as he gets turned, lads just, running in treacle, and it looks like that hamstring's gone again now. So we need some backup for Pascal. at that left centre-back position. Firpo is just a bit of a dead weight for me. He looks like he's in a constant state of panic with everything he does. It's like, you know, constant state of panic stations with him, and I'm just not seeing it. Bamford again, you know, it's like rinse and repeat, and I don't know what he brought to the party when he came on. You know, wandered offside a couple of times. He was offside for that goal that Anthony scored. He was just, but he was. I think if you're looking right down the line, his left leg's off, and then he dangles his toe at the ball as it runs behind him, which makes him offside. It is the right decision for me. Like I say, I do think there was a penalty on Dan James. Lee Peltier absolutely clatters him. And whether you get the ball or not, we know the rules in football now, where you can get the ball but use excessive force, and it was excessive. So should have had a pen. But yeah, overall, I think, again, taking the white tinted glasses off, probably a fair result for, you know, how Rotherham stuck to the guns, got the goal. No matter how bad a defending it was from us, you've still got to score them. Mellier's got to save that, but you've still got to score them, and they did. And we didn't create a hatful of chances after that happened. Not really. You know, Nonto fires over in the second half, where again he's got to go across the keeper there, try and put it top bins on the other side. And then again, if a keeper gets a touch, you know, it potentially falls to Pirro, who's charging into the middle. So yeah, that's about it really, gang. I'm not going to bore you unnecessarily. So please do get your comments in below. Let me know what you thought. It was a hard game to really register because not an awful lot really happened, did it? But yeah, get your comments in below. Like I said, please hit that like button, and please hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 30,000 subs now, which is just fantastic for the channel. For those that you've been around a long time, you'll know that, you know, Tash started this up with Joe and, you know, Connor and Oscar, and it's come a long way through their work, especially through Tash's work and continued work on the channel. Oscar as well. Obviously, Joe and Connor have gone on to do their own thing, which they're both flying at. And then some new blood like myself came in, and it'd be great to get us to 30k. It's not easy actually when you watch performances like that coming on and talking about it, because not gonna lie, you just want to go and bury your head in the pillow and go, yeah, just forget that one. But it is what it is. So I'll leave you all to it. Hope you managed to have a great weekend, regardless of the result tonight. Like I say, it's not a loss. It's another point on the board. We're going to take 3 points next game, hopefully. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the cold, which it's due to be. I shall be on the golf course tomorrow, stupidly. I don't know why, because it'll be minging and freezing, but hey ho, it is what it is. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you all after the next game for another post-match reaction. Thanks all. Cheers. Bye-bye.